Hi guys, I'll be teaching you how to create an NFT GIF with Photoshop. If you think this nodding robot looks cool to you, then let's go right into the video. Now the first thing to do is to bring in your image into Photoshop. Now you click on File, then you click Open. The image I used here is right in the description below. Now the first thing to do, before we start using the puppet trap tool to make the robot's head move, we need to isolate the subject from the background, and the right way to do that is to first copy the layer, and then you come here to select, then you let Photoshop do the job for you. Select subjects, then Photoshop will help you select the subject from the background, and when the selection is complete, you click on this layer marks here to isolate the subject from the background. You see that we've actually isolated that, and Photoshop did a pretty good job. So the next thing to do is to make this background just the background only. To unlock this background layer, you have to double click on it and then right click and make it a normal layer. You see that it's now called layer 0. Then to copy that previous selection, just click on Ctrl on your laptop, then select the thumbnail of the layer marks, and you copy the selection on it. Then you come here to select, then modify, then click expand, then you expand it by 10 pixels. When you expand it by 10 pixels, you come here into your rectangle marquee tool, you right click here, then you click on content aware fill or content or fill, any of the either of the two. Then you click on content aware, then click OK, and Photoshop we automatically remove the subject from the image. Now we can see that this first, to cancel your selection, you just click on Ctrl D and it will cancel the selection for you. Then you see that the subject is actually on a different layer. Now the next thing to do is to pick the subject and then right click it and make it a smart object. And when you make it a smart object, you copy the layer and come here into edit and pick puppet trap. Now this puppet trap feature is more like you using a pin for a subject. Now this pin can now be moved later. So the right way to use this pin is to use it for the joints of the character, like wherever you see joints. Like me putting it here is actually not necessary, but I just don't want that place to move, so that's why I'm pinning everywhere. So, and then you pick where you want to pick last, where you want to move last. So I'm actually picking the head now. So whenever I now move it, you see that the neck and every other thing are now moving with it. So that's how to use the puppet trap tool. Now you zoom in into your image, and then you now try to move the puppet trap to the direction you want the character to go. Now the main reason why I'm making this really small is because I want the animation to be smooth. So you can make this bigger or tinier, it depends on the frame rate of the GIF you want. And then you right click, then you copy the layer again, then you come back here into edit, puppet trap again. You see that the previous selection has been there is because we used a smart object. If we didn't use smart objects, that would have cancelled our selection. And same thing again, you use puppet trap again. Now you can right click here on the puppet trap, or you go up there, which is really stressful. You can just make it a lot faster for you, and then you keep right clicking until you feel like you've actually done enough. So you keep right clicking, you keep copying the layer until your character is in the position you want it to be. Now let me keep doing this. I'll skip the other part of this tutorial just to avoid this video to be too long for you guys. And the same thing, just keep continuing the process. Now that we've done about 6 different layers, now we will now come here into Windows and bring down our timeline. This timeline will give you two options. It's either a video timeline or frame timeline, but for this video we'll be using a frame animation timeline. So you click create frame animation, and then this create frame animation, you now have to off the visibility of other layers before you start it. Then you make sure your visibility is on for the first layer here, like the first position that the character is in. Then you copy it, then pick the next layer. Make sure you off the visibility of this previous layer. You understand me? You have to off it, or else it will still be here. Then when you've off it, then you go to the next one, you pick the third one. Then that's how you do it till you are done with everything. You have to just keep doing the same thing. Click on the fifth one, and you get to sixth. You click on the sixth one, get to 7, click on the 7th one, which is the last one. Doing that, you see that the animation now goes back to the first one, just like that. Now instead of doing that, we just have to keep copying from 6 to 2 to this place. Like 6 you have to be here, and then the 5th will be the next one. So that's how to make it smooth. So to copy this 6th one, you just click on plus icon here, then you pick the plus, then you move it to the front. When you move it to the front, you see that you have that blue line, then you leave it there. Then the next one, you pick the 5th one, then move it, pick the 4th one, then move it, and pick the 3rd one, just like that. You just have to keep doing that. And the 2nd one, now we see that the animation is actually smooth. Now to make it a lot more realistic, you just have to make the first position and the last position seconds 0.2 seconds. For this kind of example, you can now check the seconds here. Now you see that the character is actually resting on the last layer and the first layer, so that will make it a lot more smooth. Then you come here into file, then you select export, and you click on save as web, save for web. When you pick save for web, then you click save. If this video has been helpful to you, please remember to like and subscribe to see more contents like this, and remember to keep the notification bell on. And thank you so much. Bye.